Hey guys, this is Iron Will, and as promised, I want to talk about the Dead Poet Society. It's a film that was released in 1989, starring Robin Williams, Robert Sean Leonard, and Ethan Hawke. They're really your three main characters, and in this film, we have Robin Williams coming back to his alma mater, in plainer terms, to a school that he once attended as the English teacher. And he wants to impart to his students something that can change their lives forever. And what he does is he tries to teach the boys to think for themselves, to do for themselves. He tries to build them up and to really help them on their course to manhood. In this process of his instructing, he gets some quizzical looks by some of the other professors and the headmaster. He also has a few of the students who don't believe or understand what he's trying to do. And the character played by Robert Sean Leonard, Neil Perry, has a very strong-willed father who doesn't want him to pursue his own interests and go out of his father's plan for him. And then we have a young man played by Ethan Hawke, Todd Anderson, who kind of seems like the mediocre kid and doesn't really, have a strong presence starting out. He has had an older brother go to this school, and the brother has done some things that he's noted for in the school. Through the short course of this film, we have the students finding an old yearbook of Mr. Keating's, probably in the school library, finding an old literature book that they read from. And really, it was the poetry of several different poets. And if I remember correctly, they were mostly early American poets. I could be wrong on that. I haven't looked up to see what exactly the book was. So the main two stories are the Mr. Keating teaching the young men to think for themselves, and the interaction between Neil and his father, and Neil wanting to do something else other than what his father wants. And in the background, you've got Todd Anderson, this other character. And really, my impression is that people don't really see him till the end of the film, which is kind of part of it. I guess I should have said major spoiler alerts on this one, okay? Because I'm going to talk about it. So what happens is Mr. Keating encourages them to think for themselves, to feel the literature, not to look at the structure, but to feel it, see how it interacts with them, which is the way that I feel about poetry and books, that you feel it. Yes, there's the structure to it. There's the formality of it. But how do you feel? Does it make you feel alive? Does it bring out the simple things of life, the simple joys. That's one of the reasons I really like Robert Frost's poetry, is because it points out the simple, beautiful things of life. And and sometimes juxtaposes those with another aspect of life. In this, we see that play out. Mr. Keating versus the headmaster of the school, and Neil and his father. But then we also have Todd and his fear of speaking in public, being known. Really, he comes off as the shy kid and not really wanting to make a name for himself. Yeah. What transpires in the movie is that Neil pursues an acting career, and he plays Puck. Very important character in Midsummer's Dream, Shakespearean piece, I believe. Tells you how bad I am sometimes about my literature. He pursues that despite his dad telling him no. In the end, the tragedy of the story is that Neil takes his life because of the interaction between him and his father. The real closer is Todd's action. Is that he has the courage to stand up for what he believes in. Granted, he signs the papers saying that it was Mr. Keating that was the catalyst for the Dead Poets Society and for the actions that happened, for Neil taking his life, for no, I don't remember the other character's name. I think it's Charlie Dalton. He gets expelled. But Todd has the courage to stand up in the end and say, "Oh, my captain, to convey that he knows what's right. And that despite him signing the papers and not ruining his academic life at this school, he goes on to stand up for Mr. Keating in the end, which then is the catalyst for the rest of the class that, and not everyone, but the majority of the class to stand up. I love this film for two main reasons. Despite the sadness of Neil's death, the two reasons are, one, we should all think for ourselves. We should have the desire to not just take whatever's given to us, but that we should seek knowledge, seek understanding, learn, bring that into ourselves. And the second is to have the courage to stand up for what is right. I don't feel that in our world today, we have enough people standing up for what is right and speaking truth. These are the reasons that the Dead Poets Society, to me, is a great film, and one that conveys lessons and messages that we can all learn and grow from. I really want to thank you guys for spending time with me. I appreciate the subscribers I have already. I'd love to see some more. My goal is 10,000 by the end of the year. So we've got a couple months. I'd appreciate your help sharing this video, sharing my other content here on YouTube. You can go to ironwill.net, and there you can get my social media links, Facebook, Twitter, all of those things. All right, my friends, thank you so much. Hope you go out and you make it a great day today. I'll talk to you again.